Well, you have to admire someone who can become a financial guru from living debt-free. It seems like that would be impossible. But Christy, he was able to do it. And so I'm encouraged that we can do this as Americans.
I agree, but tell me what he did and why he did it.
Well, he decided that he wanted to be debt-free. And that's a good goal for all of us, to live debt-free and not have to have the mess that we're in. As a country, I think we reflect ourselves as individuals as what's going on in households and some of the things that are going on in our country. But what he decided to do was to live within his means, even if that meant dates had to be awkward and on the cheap. Perhaps it would be going to a coffee shop instead of out to a fancy restaurant. Perhaps he would go hiking instead of to the movies. He had to make some probably not so comfortable decisions at first, but I think sometimes getting back to the basics is what we need.
It sounds more relational to me anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because you want the person that you're going to be doing this with to be on board, and also it was an opportunity to think outside of the usual box. Okay, this is a person who wants to still have entertainment in his life, someone who wants to, do things with family and that type of thing. So how do we do this, and how do we do it in a way that is not going to cause us to be in debt the next month, paying it off or trying to figure out, or just being in an uncomfortable situation? And he was willing to sacrifice to do that.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What is wrong with, let's say that your car breaks down, or let's say that your dishwasher breaks, and let's say that you've got 6 or 8 kids and you're washing those dishes and your kids are washing the dishes, and you see a deal and you find out that you can get 0% interest for 12 months and you're only paying $80 a month. Is there a problem with that?
Well, I think statistics probably show that there is. I am not a financial guru or a financial expert, but I think that we've researched enough to know now that these offers are made because the dealers making the offer know that they will likely get a chance to make some money off of us, even though we think in our head, okay, I got a whole year to pay that off. It just doesn't work out like that always. Sometimes go ahead.
I'm guessing it perpetuates as well. If someone's willing to buy a dishwasher, they may be willing to get a whole new kitchen sink in the meantime.
Yes. Our human nature, we tend to get in over our heads before we know it. And it just is this cycle that tends to be the way we've lived for so long.
Right. So there's a peace of mind that comes with being out of debt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for the peace of mind. And just to be quite honest, I believe that it's some biblical sound stewardship of our money that is going on when we're living debt-free. There are some times that perhaps we are called to stretch ourselves outside of our usual financial comfort zone. But the Lord will provide in His calling. So, yeah, I think that's biblical.
What are some ways that you have cut costs in your home? Because I know that getting out of debt is a top priority for you. So what have you done, practically speaking? You're a wife, you're a mother, you work. What have you done to cut costs that haven't disrupted your family too much?
Well, we have been blessed not to be disrupted too much, but there has been some discomfort. We are in need of, a new car. In my mind, our cars are they're functioning, but sometimes they're not functioning as well as I would like them to, and there are lots of nice shiny car lots all up and down my street near where I live. So it's tempting, but also I know that we need to be good stewards of what we've been given and to think that through. Do we want to really take on more of a car debt than we should, or any car debt at all?
Well, I think pride may become a part of that too.
Absolutely.
We actually have a dear friend who used to be a missionary, and the first time she came over here, she came on a scooter. And all the way from Wake Forest. And my kid said, Mom, did you see what she wrote over here? And I looked and I was like, wow, that's really cute. And money conscious. And she actually happens to be a financial guru. And I just thought, wow. And then the next time I saw her, she was driving an older model car. And she said to somebody, I don't need a new car. My kids might think that I need a new car, but I really don't need a new car. And I think that pride plays into it, where if you feel like you're driving less, or you're wearing less, or you're looking like you cost less than the women around you, you feel like you don't measure up.
Absolutely. That is a tremendous point. I love that story. And I love that she was bold enough to ride a scooter. How
Yeah.
fun is that? It really doesn't have to be, a stifling type of thing. We can be creative,
Right.
but it's a decision. There are choices that have to be made. And I applaud that. I really think that is one of the ways to go.
Well, I'd like to cover more. I'd like to find more ways that we as women can practically implement plans into our life. We started couponing recently. My husband and I went to a couponing class together. He bought me a zebra couponing notebook, and I never thought that I'd be a couponing mama. But I'm loving it, and actually my kids love it because they get a much wider variety of foods than they got when I wasn't couponing.
Yes, I've been a little bit a part of that too, and I have witnessed people in the stores now with their notebooks in hand, and all the coupons are laid out. So
It's an art.
It is an art to it. It's a job to it too, but it does pay off from what I've seen. I've been able to experience some of that, and it does indeed pay off. So there are ways for us to get to that goal, that debt-free goal.
Without idolizing it, and yet still live debt-free to free us up so that we can do the things that we really believe that God calls us to do.
I think that's the bottom line.